We'll discuss more Garfield later, chat. Right now, though, we have to do the stream. So, we have 4 mods to rate today. Not
4?
Yeah, not the biggest update. I definitely thought I did a lot more afterwards, but you know, I guess I technically didn't. But that is enough to update it though.
Okay.
I think at one point I did one where there was only like 3, so not exactly like we're not missing anything. So yeah, so we got 4 here.
Nice.
To rate. Yeah, because I could rate our castle walls right now, but like not really, because I mean I'll probably wait till I finish that instead. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we have these 4 lovely fellows. Also, after we rate these, I might do some reevaluations for some of these, because you know the A tier's getting kind of stacked, fellows. We need to start moving some people around.
I'm sure people have been telling you this, and you're like, guys, A tier is fine. But now you're like,
yeah, there might be some I could probably move to B. Well, now that we have the introduction of B+, I'm fine with it, because I think that was the thing. I don't want to change it because A to B felt like such a giant jump, but now that B+ is here, I feel like there are some I would probably consider B+ and not exactly an A, you know? So,
yeah.
Now that good old-fashioned B+ is here. No, I'm not creating A- tier. Anyway. Which one should we rate first? Save within for last. How about that? Because I feel like that's the...
Oh, great.
Yeah, we'll save that one for last.
I can't wait.
It's all great. That's not nice. Alright, we'll go in backwards order. How about that? So let's start with Welcome to the Literature Club. Welcome to the Anime Club. Sorry, Welcome to the Literature Club is an entirely different mod. We need to be careful.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Anime Club. I think that's a pretty easy, I think, A. I mean, like, I feel like my opinions of it are literally the exact same opinions I had of, Can You Spare a Poem? It's a cute little mod that parodies the SpongeBob episode. Welcome to the Chum Bucket. Pretty well. It still keeps in line with DDLC. Like, it doesn't go, like, full-on shitpost. You know, it keeps some of the girls' personality still intact. Like, it doesn't go too off the rails. Like, it's a pretty solid, I think. It's a pretty solid A tier. Pretty solid comedic mod. I like it. I like that they kept the song and that they added different lyrics to it to fit. I thought that was funny. A poem is a poem. You know, it took some nice, it's a smart creative liberties. I liked it. Solid A tier. Solid A tier. Whether or not I like it more than Can You Spare a Poem? I mean, I don't know. I don't want them fighting each other. Please, fellas, please. Don't let them fight. Yeah. I say low B. What the hell? Why is everyone saying B for that? What? Oh, let's talk about
Why
within.
didn't people like it?
Oh, I think people were talking about within. No. I don't know what people
Better
are
we're
talking about.
within.
People just talk about words. Look at chat saying things as if this is their tier list. Cute. Anyway.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Truly.
As if their opinions matter. Anyway. Heartstruck. Heartstruck. It was a pretty decent Natsuki mod, you know. It gives us some story on MC. I think I remember having one semi gripe with it was that a lot of the beginning, you don't even like really meet the Literature Club members and for like a good bit. Like, I think the mod introduces you to like Kotanawa and like, I think you see Mio at one point, but like, I don't think she does anything. But you're like introduced to like Kotanawa and everything, and it takes a while until you actually meet the girls, which does feel a little because I think it's mostly due to the fact that I'm also not really entranced by Katanawa's character in the mod yet.
I just want to apologize because my family might scream in the background because they are watching hockey.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't even hear it, so.
Okay.
Probably put your noise suppression on though if you're worried about that.
Okay.
Crazy lady. Anyway,
I'm not crazy.
You're crazy because you interrupted me to say this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, fucking, I was like, so far Katana just kind of seems like Monica 2. But like, I guess she's nosy. Like I don't know. Like that's the only thing I was able to pick up on her. She's like Monica, except she's like really nosy for some reason. She's like really into our business, and I'm like, get away from me, lady. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. Other than that, it was pretty decent. I liked the star. I like that there's like a little kind of a mystery to us trying to figure out why he left to begin with, and like what he did to Natsuki. Or we can be like, what did he do? So I do like how there's like a little bit of a mystery there for a bit. I was trying to figure out what MC did to her. Obviously, though, the answer just ended up being obviously he moved. There wasn't anything gigantic there. Also, yeah. I would have rated it lower if there was no music, but I apparently learned that that was only a glitch on my end.
Oh?
Yeah, apparently I was the only one to have that glitch of it not having any music. Apparently this was not really a thing weird. That other people had. So I'm like, all right, well I can't really rate it on that then.
How does that work? Like, because Renpiko's the same. How does that work? I don't know.
I was like, cause yeah, I apparently learned that time to redo the whole mod. Time to redo the playthrough. So yeah, it was so yeah, it was like, apparently I can't even really say anything bad about that because apparently that was only a glitch on my end. So overall, I think it's a B+. I think it's a pretty solid start to a mod. I think it has some pretty good potential going for it. I think it's a B+. Pretty solid start. Oh no, boss music. Is Grappling Hook Yuri a boss?
Yes.
The true boss. The boss of whether or not it is a shitpost or not. Alright, now to try to figure out what the fuck this is. Grappling Hook Yuri. How do we what do I do with this? I was misled with this mod. Yeah, like I don't even know how to describe this. Because it's like it's a joke mod, but it also like borderlines shitpost a lot of the time. But it also like doesn't rely on some shitposty aspects. Like I don't know. It's a little weird. It's bad, but not at the same time. Because it's like, I don't know, like, there are some jokes that were pretty funny, because of, like, really funny writing in it or something. Like, comedic writing was there. And I was like, ha, that's kind of funny. And then there was, like, Frisk Undertale.
Who was
so, like...
Who was he?
He was like the boss of a restaurant, like it's a weird mix.
No, he was just a customer.
He wasn't a customer, he was the boss!
I thought he was the customer.
No, he was the boss!
What the fuck?
He ran the establishment!
How did he do all that?
So I was like, I don't know, it was weird. It's a weird thing. I don't really know how to fully rate this. I mean, for what it's worth, I enjoyed that the story started taking it. When the story took itself seriously, I think is what made it funny. When the story when the story is so insane, but the characters in it take it seriously, then it's funny. But like I said, when they were fighting all of the Wallaces, I thought that was funny. That was a well put together thing. Cause they're Wallace Prime, and it's just like a fucking circular Wallace. There's a big old Wallace head. That was funny. I liked that. Also, the reveal of Peter Griffin. I don't know how I feel about this.
I did not remember that.
It was at the end.
Oh.
He was the cliffhanger. Again, every time I'm like, I like this part, suddenly I remember, all right, Peter Griffin was there.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, what the hell?
No one would believe you if you didn't report it.
You see how hard it is to try to say it's not a shitpost? It's on the borderline. It's on the fucking borderline of shitpost. I don't know. B?
Yeah.
I guess it's a B tier. I don't... What do you want me to say?
I mean, let's rate it. Let's rate it based off of like it being a funny mod. How? I mean,
I know
yeah.
that's what I'm trying to base it off of. It had some good jokes. It's just some of the things were also I felt like were too, like I said, too shitposty and too haha so random. You know.
Yeah.
While some of the jokes were actually kind of like, you know, funny. Like I feel like some of the things that camera Monica said was funny, where they're always being mad at people or yelling at them. Thought that was funny. I thought fucking Lead Pipe Natsuki was not funny. I hated her. I hated her. She pissed me off. I thought regular Sayori being with them was funny. Because she was just like completely like the only like attempted normal person there. All the rest of them were just fucking weird. I don't know. Like there's some jokes that are funny in it, and there's some that are just kind of just like, you know, just balls to the wall crazy. That felt like they were just, you know, yeah. They were just, like I said, trying to be funny for the randomness of it. So I don't think it's C tier. I think it is at least B though. I think it is at least B. I don't think it would be in C tier because, like I said, I did enjoy myself for the most part when I was playing it. So I would probably give it a B. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't like hating my time with it or anything, or I didn't even really like despise my time with it. I mean, granted, I feel like there were still mods in C tier I didn't really despise. I put Midas in there. I didn't hate Midas. Just Midas was too short to even say anything about it.
Yeah.
Never forget Midas, Bug.
I think Bug wants to forget Midas.
Yeah, I think Bug has forgotten Midas.
I don't think that mod's getting worked on.
What do you mean? He's still working
Pretty
on
sure that's what it.
No. No. Midas is still being worked on. We're waiting for the release.
Midas is never going to be updated ever.
No. Waiting for the release. It's coming.
The world will end and Midas will still be in the same state it was.
No. I'll finish it.
Why? Why do you want it so bad?
I was joking because it's funny. Because I forgot it existed too. Alright, anyway. Within! Well, that's it. Good night. So, no. Alright, so let's talk about with it. So, I talked about it a little bit in the final episode of, with this, but I decided to save a little bit more of my thoughts for the tier list, because I knew I was going to have to talk about this. And plus, because I recorded that in the same day as I'm streaming this. I recorded the final part of Within. So, Within is a story that it's very much exit music. Like let's not beat around the bush here. It is very, very similar to exit music. And considering that is one of the inspirations, it's not fully surprising that it is very similar to exit music. However, it falls into a lot of the same problems that exit music faced with, you know, trying to force the characters into a plot that doesn't really work. So in turn, they feel very out of character. I kind of want to compare Within to exit music just for the sake of the fact that since it's inspired, I feel like comparing it to exit music is kind of the thing to potentially do. But, but obviously I will still judge Within on its problems though. Like, there were some things I liked about it, obviously. I liked the fact that, I did like the CGs. Let me do the quick, easy one to get out of the way. I like the art.
The art is very good.
The art was good. I do find it slightly funny that almost all of the CGs is MC and Monica hugging.
Or kissing.
Yeah, well, they're like half the CGs in that. No, it's just hugging.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, no, I meant like, I'm not even referring to the kissing one. Like, there is, hold up. There is... Oh, no, kissing too. You're right. That's what it was. There's 3 of them kissing. That was the joke I remembered. Yeah. More than, like, half the CGs in this mod, not even more than half the CGs of this mod, are Monica and MC kissing. There are 3 CGs of them kissing, and 1 of them hugging. That has nothing to do on bearing on anything. I just thought it was funny. I mean, maybe I could rate it for... originality. I'm not really having that much original poses, but whatever. But yeah,
like it matters.
I thought the little moments we actually did share with Monica were actually fine and, like, you know, were cute to look at. However, the mod liked to skip over a lot of them, which definitely, in my opinion, worked towards its detriment because it kind of made... It was weird, because it was like, it's a slice of life mod, but it didn't want to show the slice of life. It kept wanting to skip over that stuff to then, like, get to the next thing. And we were like, get to the next thing of what? Like, so we could look at something else? Like, so we could go to sleep? Like, I don't know. Like, it was
Good night,
weird.
Monica. Good night.
Yeah, it was like, they didn't want to show us their relationship, which is odd considering the whole point of the mod is to fall in love with their relationship. But the mod didn't want to show that a lot of the time, so it was kind of annoying in that aspect. Obviously, there is talk about the characters. There's Sayori, who doesn't feel like Sayori at all in this mod. She is Monica, if anything, funnily enough. Sayori in this mod is Monica, and Monica in this mod is, I guess, Sayori. But, like, a weirder, more sad Sayori, because Monica is constantly crying in this mod.
World of Dreamsism.
So, yeah, it's like, Sayori is more like Monica. They mentioned Sayori's depression, and then it's just immediately just tossed to the side, but it's mentioned every so often, but it never actually does anything worthwhile. Natsuki, well, she's fine for the most part, if I recall. I didn't have much issues with her. The only part I had issues with Natsuki is how vulgar they made her. Like, she was swearing like a sailor. Like... And I get it, you know, it's like, swearing isn't that much of a weird thing for Natsuki to do, but, like, I don't think Natsuki would be doing it that constantly. Natsuki would probably let one slip every now and then, but, like, she was, like, she was just going at it, the entire mod.
Yeah.
But for the most part, she was okay. Yuri, besides from the really weird plot point of Yuri having a crush on you, for the most part, Yuri was fine. You know, if we look past that weird part, like, I still could not understand the whole Yuri having a crush on you plot point. I felt like it just was unneeded. It felt like it was unnecessary drama. Like, it was odd, because especially it was odd considering the side stories existed, so it was like, why would Yuri do this to a friend of hers, you know?
Yeah.
It just did not make any sense. But for the most part, Yuri was, I think, okay besides that. Afterwards, she was pretty in character, I'd say. She didn't do anything too drastic from what I could remember. And then, as I mentioned before, there's Monica, who, the mod is called Within, which I'm assuming was supposed to be so we could show, it was supposed to show how Monica actually is behind the mask that she always puts on, you know? And, you know, like, I get that part. However, they never showed the mask. Like, that was my problem. Like, the mask was never shown. All they showed was behind it, basically. Like, we never even got to see we always saw what was within, you know? Like, we never saw what was out. Like, we never saw what other people were seeing. So I'm like, I feel like that's what kind of made that not really work, because it just made me be like, is there even anything she is hiding? Is she putting up a front? Because everyone else is seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it didn't really fully go with that. It's like, the entire mod, she's just crying, she's sad, and it feels just not Monica. It just does not feel like Monica. There's some of the plot points that I was not a fan of. One big notable one that I brought up was the fact that, there was a few. Some I can remember. I remember the Hickey being the cause of a bunch of problems and stuff. I'm not a big fan of the whole, this small thing equates to this giant problem. Because it's like, yeah, I know, you could be like, but that's kind of like, you know, I guess it's similar to the butterfly effect. I don't know if it's the exact same thing, but it's similar to that. But it's like, I understand certain things can do that, but it's just, that one just felt very just forced. And
the butterfly effect is more of a...
That's more of a timeline thing, so that's why I said it's similar, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, it was just, ugh. I did not like that. But then, of course, the biggest problem I have is the way Monica goes about killing herself in this mod.
Yeah.
Because her reasoning is told that the reason that we are told by Ghost Monica, by the way, I my own problems with that. I was like, I don't know why MC's talking to an actual ghost of his girlfriend. The mod tries to paint it off as if, no, it's not actually her, but then she gives him information, so clearly it has to be her, because I don't know how else he would get this information. So it has to be her. But, besides that, Ghost Monica tells him that, she had to kill herself because she said that she knew her father was, she said she felt like she had no choice because she knew that if she left, her father would follow her. Which doesn't make sense, considering in the scene where we see that Monica's father yells at her, he literally says, either you can sign this and go to this school, or you're on your own and you have to leave the house.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't make any sense because I'm like, well, clearly it doesn't seem like he cared. He was literally letting her go. He was literally like, then you have to then fucking leave, you know? And that's all it was. So it's like, if that was the actual thing, then she didn't have to kill herself. No, she could have left, went to go live with MC. There you go. I was like, it just didn't really make sense. Like, it just was like, so she literally killed herself for no reason. Like,
it was for very little reason. Yeah.
Like, to compare it to Exit Music's reason, at least Redux's reason, that being that, not, because I had a big problem with that one too, where the reason of that is Natsuki's just stressed and, you know, her pride. I would argue that one at least was slightly better, just because of the fact that you could at least understand slightly where she was coming from. Like, with Monica's, it just feels like a plot hole. Like,
yeah.
I was like, it just kind of feels like a weird plot hole in the sense where it's like, it feels like it wasn't thought through about that. Because, yeah, it's like, she's just wrong in what she's saying. Like, she could have easily just left. So, yeah, so she kills her. So there's that. I think someone mentioned the sex. All right, I forgot about that. The other out-of-character Monica-ism. Her choosing to have sex even without a condom.
That is extremely out of character.
That is extremely out of character for Monica. There's just a lot of out of character stuff when it comes to that. However, all of this stuff aside, there is one thing I did really like about this mod, and that is the Act 3. I did actually like Act 3 of this mod, where it is basically MC trying to deal with the loss of Monica. I feel like a lot of those scenes, and I think the scenes leading into Act 3, were well made. Basically, like, you know, like, I think his reaction when he's on the phone, I think that one was really good. Like I said, the beginning of Act 3, him trying to, you know, go through it was fine. There were some slight issues with that, you know. His inner voice kind of, you know, taking on the form of a demon, more or less. Like, I don't know what was going on with that. Like, I understand people have intrusive thoughts, but, like, these intrusive thoughts were, like, manifesting into an entirely different person, almost. Like it was a little ridiculous what was going on with that. Like, it almost felt like I was watching Naruto. Like, I kept making jokes about it being the 9 tails in him, because that's what it felt like, dude. Like, it was, like, pathetic. And stuff like that. I was like, what's going on?
What's going on?
I was like, bro, there's someone talking to him inside. Like, bro's gotta go to get, bro needs an exorcist. Like, it was a little weird. But other than that, I think my only other problem with Act 3 was that it definitely dragged on a bit. It definitely could have been a little shorter, I think I'd say. You know, like, we definitely stayed in Sad Town for a little too long.
Sad Town.
I was enjoying my stay in Sad Town, but I wanted to leave eventually.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely felt like I was in Sad Town for too long. But that Sad Town was an enjoyable time. I also had a problem with the epilogue. The 2 epilogues I mentioned, where the epilogue feels like it goes on for way too long as well. I like both of the epilogue days. I feel like both of the epilogue days make for really good endings. However, together, they just feel very long. Like, they should not both be there. I feel like one or the other. Because I like the other one because it has, you know, him being with the club, and then they give him a gift, and the gift's all the pictures. That's a cute way to end it, you know? That's a nice, cute ending. And the other one is obviously, you know, a 2-year time skip. You know, we get to see how all of them are doing, and we get to see how Monica's mom's doing, and then he goes and he finally visits her grave. That's another really good way to end it. However, when you put both of these side by side, you're just kind of sitting there, and you're like, geez, man, this is really long.
And then now.
Because, like, the fact that, like, it had a, like, because when it says 6 months later, to me, I was like, okay, we're in the epilogue. But then, after those scenes, then they say epilogue, and I'm like, what was that then? Was that the epilogue to the epilogue?
That was the pre-epilogue.
that was the line to get into line.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, geez, man. Like, I like both of those days. I don't like them together. Another thing I have to give them all credit for is they did a lot of the serious scenes pretty well. The only problem with them is that they didn't feel earned. I mentioned this with the Sayori and Monika's like hugging scene where Sayori is comforting Monika. That scene is really well written. The only problem with it though is everything surrounding that scene. Like, how we get to that scene and everything is my problem. But the actual, like, substance of the scene itself is really good. Like, it's really weird. A lot of within scenes by themselves are good, but when you put them in the context of each other, they kind of fall flat. You know? Mm-hmm. I wish we played more into MC's musician character trait. That too. It did definitely. That also felt like an afterthought. Yeah, that definitely felt like an afterthought. They just kind of like threw that in there, and then they just kind of like they kind of reminded it every so often, but it was like, oh yeah, right, and then went away. Speaking of musician though, the music in that mod definitely needed some work. Like, I'm typically somebody who doesn't really judge a mod on its music all too much, but the music was very distracting in this mod. Like, there were songs that felt like they didn't fit. There were songs that were either too, like, really too loud. But typically, I would never rate something on being too loud a lot of the time. Like I said, that one's not really a big issue. My bigger issue is more so the songs that just didn't fit. Like, I understand the author really liked Daft Punk, but there were some songs, there's some Daft Punk songs just that do not fit with what is going on. I'm sorry. There was also, I wasn't a big fan of a lot of the references. Like I said, like name dropping with the strawberry shortcake and all the other things. I remember that. More of a nitpick than any though. I think that's basically all I can really fully say about Within. If I really had to like compare it, I'd say it's better. It's definitely better than like original Exit music. I don't know if I like it more than Redux. I kind of want to say I do. Like, because like I said, if we sit here, we compare it to Redux, right? Like, a lot of my main issues with Redux just comes from me not really caring about the characters because of just how shitty they are. Like, how shitty they are as people kind of threw me out of caring about them. Whereas, at least in Within, even if the characters weren't always fully represented that well, mostly just being Monika and Sayori, I at least could find myself to care about them. Like, Redux made me not even like Natsuki in that mod. Or Sayori, actually. I didn't like either of them. So it's like, Within at least made me at least care about these characters. So I probably do like Within more than Redux, if I had to say. Like, it's definitely better than the original Exit music for sure, but there's not really a high bar to pass. But, but I would say I probably do like it more than Redux. So, yeah. It's funny because I could really tell some people did not know where I was going with this, because some people were like, make an F tier for Within, and I'm like, what, guys? I don't think it's F tier. I'm putting it in
no,
B.
what?
It's just I have more to talk about with it because it's so long.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's a B tier. If we had a B minus, then maybe that's where it'd go, but we don't. So.
And we won't.
Sweet, you say that now. Just wait. I think it's a B tier. It has some issues here and there, but it's like when it works, it works pretty well. But you know, there's definitely some issues here and there when it comes to certain things with it. I do think it's a B tier though, like a low B, but a B nonetheless. Because I feel like it is better than every mod in C tier though. So put it right there. There you go. Let it chill right there. Still a passing grade. It is a passing grade. It still is a passing grade. It's funny because someone actually compared it to Purist in the comment section, and I'm like, that's funny because Purist isn't in the same tier as it. There he is.
Purist sucks!
No, he doesn't! You're all just mean. You guys forget what Purist did, alright? Purist Natsuki route was pretty good.
Okay, but I didn't care about Natsuki, so...
Yeah, that's your fault. That's everything about that.
Maybe if the mod made me care about Natsuki.
But you didn't get what? You didn't even give her out a chance.
She didn't deserve it.
Fuck you. Purist was there when we needed him most. They made Natsuki sad in the chat.
Oh, sorry, Natsuki. You're cool.
All right, so now before we fully end this, let's see if there's any I can actually kind of adjust their ratings for. Let me see, because A tier is pretty stacked. Is there any I can move to B plus? Probably. You know what I'm gonna do? Hold up. Can we move Bad Ending to B plus? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the songs in Bad Ending. Like, I added some takeover songs to my playlist. I didn't add any bad endings. I had any bad ending songs. I'm not really a big fan of the bad ending songs. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
Bad Ending, in my opinion, is more of a B plus. Yeah, more of a B plus. Whoa, think of what the Friday Night Funkin' kids will do, Zero. They ain't gonna do shit.
They're gonna swat you.
You're acting like they're still watching. They only watch the Friday Night Funkin' videos on the channel. They won't even know we did this.
Yeah.
They didn't watch the first tier list. I guess I could move Before Story to B+, because from what I heard, the Monica route is the only good route in that mod. And that's the only route I played.
Which mod?
Before Story. Well, actually, well, no, but this is me ranking it on what I've played, though, so technically it has to stay there. Because I've only played the Monica route, and I think the Monica route's pretty good for what I played. You know, guys, it's time to fight. You know, guys, it's time to move a platformer club for being mean to me. Maybe we should probably still look at things that aren't that move its stats. Yeah, actually, hold up. Is there any A tiers that could be S? Are we finally gonna realize the true essence of Dokis and Dragons in S tier?
No.
Dokis and Dragons in S tier. You don't get it.
It's so silly.
No, you're silly. Take
You're
Two.
silly.
No, I feel like Take Two is good where it is. Because I'm going to be honest, something I later realized while I was like re-looking at all these and re-looking at these placements, I don't remember a lot of the route stuff in the beginning of Take Two. Like, if I remember the picking route options for the characters, they were fine for the most part. I remember them being passable, but I don't remember them being like amazing or anything, you know? Like, the first thing with Natsuki, remember us like reading manga at our house, and I was like, that's pretty good, I guess, you know? I remember trying to talk to Monica, you know, and then she was like not being into it, and then she left. I was like, no, it's fine, I guess. And I think my other thing was, it kind of felt weird because Act 5 of Take Two, like, introduced these love stuff, and you're like, oh, okay. And then Act 6 shows up, and you're like, oh, okay, am I gonna, like, you know, get closer to them? And then it was like, no, this one's about the Week of Epiphanies. And it's like, I like the Week of Epiphanies, but it definitely feels like a disconnect from the previous act. Because it's like, they have no relevance to each other.
Yeah.
It's almost to the point where you could argue you can skip the Act 5 romance scenes when you look at the Week of Epiphanies and nothing would change. It almost doesn't really add to anything. Because, like, no one even, from what I remember, too, no character even references anything from those either. Like, it's not like Natsuki's like, hey, remember when we read in your room or anything like that. Like, there's no reference there. Like, you could play up until Shiro and Tiff join the club and then skip to the Week of Epiphanies and you won't miss anything. And I'm like I said, I like the week of epiphanies. I like everyone getting their own mini games. I thought the way the girls all reacted to getting the epiphany made sense for their characters. You know, Natsuki being angry and finding it hard to forgive Monica, Yuri forgiving her but still reprimanding her, you know, for it, and you know, such like that. You know, a lot of that made sense to me. But yeah, it was like they didn't really feel like they connected that well. Like they almost felt like two separate mods. Like Act 5 and Act 6, Act 5 and Act 6 felt like completely different mods. So, obviously I haven't played the Act 7 demo yet. At this point, I'm just waiting for Act 7 to come out. So, like...
Yeah.
At this point. But, yeah, it's just like... I think if anything... It's like, if anything, I could potentially move it to B+. If anything. Because like I said, I remember it being fine and everything for sure, but I'm like, I don't know about the congruency. I'll probably keep it in A just because I feel like the Week of Epiphanies was actually like really, I did really like the Week of Epiphanies, but it's definitely close to getting the B+, I will say that. And then there was MC just there. His made sense, I guess, too. Because, yeah, it was the whole, like, he was like, oh my god, I'm not a person. Bah, you know. His whole shtick.
I'm not a person.
I'm not a person, bah. You know, guys, it's time to move the Yuri Parable.
To SS tier.
Actually, hold up. Can we, I'm going to at least move Interview Club to B+. Like, not because it's bad, obviously. B+ is still good, but, like, it is just answering questions. Like, I don't think that it should be A. I feel like that is at least B+.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is just kind of a big old Q&A. I feel like that shouldn't be A tier. I feel like that is at least a B+. Here we go. Especially considering what Sayori says. It's like the same level as Sayori says no to suicide. Because that's just a PSA. So, that's all I was like, that's just a Q&A. There's a story behind Interview Club. I mean, even if there's a story, the main thing you're going through it, though, is just a Q&A. Story or not, a good majority of it is you just looking at people's questions. Now we gotta move everything all over. Actually, me moving everything over will be good because this will actually let me kind of reevaluate every single one potentially if they need to move. It's okay, well, I need to look at all the top row. We're not the top row yet. Rewind/replay, that can be an A. I still like that. Forward momentum can still be an A. Blue skies can still be an A. Club taker, move take 2 to the left. Here we go. Keeper of realities apparently like right there. Here we go. That can stay in A too. Keeper of reality can stay. It did its job. Poems and Promises. If I recall, Poems and Promises had like a slight evil Monica, didn't it? But it was still kind of funny though. I like the idea of it.
I don't remember at all.
I remember Poems and Promises weirdly enough. I remember it was the one where like they found like this thing and they like could grant wishes if they had it. I remember that.
Oh right, that was
I'll move it to B though. Move
wasn't
B+.
that mod? Wasn't that mod made by the person who made Behind Closed Doors?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. I
liked it because it had a unique concept. I think Monica used it to try to get closer to the MC, which makes sense, obviously, but it was still like... yeah, I remember there being some crazy shit in it still, though. So, well, there are some things that it definitely jumped off rails. So I'll put it in B+, though, because I do still like it. Me, when I move things to B+, and people act like I fucking shot it. Everyone's like, well, I guess Zero hates that mod. It's like, no, I'm just moving it slightly down. A B+ is still good. Which reminds me, was the bit with Natsuki and Yuri in the kitchen during the suicide PSA really necessary?
Bro, speak of the devil and there he comes.
What?
The song playing.
I mean, we've been doing DDLC stuff for I don't know how long. I mean, I don't think this is really...
Shut up.
Was it not Suri's stuff necessary in Suri's suicide? Yeah, that part was. I think it was more for comedic relief, if I'm being honest. I think that's why I was fine with it. It was more for like a comedic thing, because, you know, sitting there having a PSA about suicide can be pretty depressing. So,
Yeah.
So I was like, I liked it because, yeah, it was the comedic relief of the whole situation. It's like just Natsuki and Yuri just making out in the fucking in the kitchen. I thought it was funny. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else we could move? You're right. It's time to move. I want more Sayori. Get it out of there. Chat. What do you think? You think of anything? Actually, and like I said, I was just looking at 8. There's probably some stuff that I could potentially move in other tiers too. I'm not sure. Is there any other ones that could potentially be moved? Right up the twit longer. Zero hates the gays. How do I hate the gays? What'd I do? Zero hates Sayonica since Hear Me Now is in B+. Oh, that's mean. Small Yuri's Big Adventure to S with Paper Small Yuri. No. Small Yuri's Big Adventure is good in A. It ain't that amazing. Don't get too crazy, Chad. Paper Small Yuri reinvented the Small Yuri genre. One Last Memory and Relapse to S. The only problem with Relapse not being an S is the fact that there is like really the MC can be. I don't like using this word, but he can be kind of cringy in the beginning. He can be a little cringy in the beginning of the mod, you know, like making iDubbbz references. I ain't letting that man be an S. I can't have that one. One Last Memory, I think the main reason why I didn't give that S is the ending felt very confusing, and I feel like that could have been handled a little better. Like, it left a lot of stuff being like, what the fuck just happened? Did he pass out? Did he not? Did he just, like, did he just die on the side of the tombstone? Like, what happened here? That's why I feel like One Last Memory is pretty decent at being at A tier. Small Yuri had a rough transition to 3D. That is true. That is true. Which one was Relapse? Relapse was the one where you get sent back in time to stop Sayori from dying. Mind Closer was the evil Monica one, wasn't it? It was. Actually, we should probably move that to C too, huh? So if we put that in B. Yeah, I feel like that is probably also C. Yeah, I think Behind Closed Doors should probably go to C tier also, with the other Behind Closed Doors.
Yeah.
Like Encore should also go in C tier.
You just played the demo, didn't you? You didn't even play the whole thing.
Oh, that is fair.
Why is it on here?
Because I put demos on here. I didn't play the full thing because I've heard what's in the full release.
Yeah.
It's like Lost Ascension. Lost Ascension's demos on here. I heard what happens in that one.
In the full release has my bad old art in it, guys.
Oh God, why is your fan? Oh God, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I was leaning back.
Oh my Lord.
It's fine now. It's fine now.
Trying to kill us.
I'm sorry, I was leaning backwards.
Monica was murdering us, Chad.
It's fine.
Well, hold up. Is there anything that can move to B that I could potentially use to cover up this spot? Actually, hold up. Just grab within and shove them over there. Eh. There we go. Easy fix. Alright. What happens in Lost Ascension? It's not walking. Doki levels are bad, right? Ah! From what I hear, it's pretty insane. So I'm just gonna leave that there. I should probably put like demo on Encore or something at some point. I can do that now, but meh. Just so people know, because yeah, I forgot we did not play the full one, so I don't want people thinking that they're like, oh, Zero thinks Encore is B. It's like, oh, I thought the demo was B. I didn't play the full one, please. Don't take what I say. I need to get rid of Yuri.
Don't get rid of Yuri.
Grapple. I need to hide it so I can put a demo. Yeah, I'll see what you did, Monica. And I got chat being like, Yuri! Zero's getting rid of her.
Good.
There we go. And then... There we go. Damo. There we go. Now we can attach them to each other. Damo. Alright. Alright, I think for the most part, I think the tier list has now been properly adjusted. I think. Correct, boys? At least for now, obviously. For now. I think for the most part I can look at these. Unless I make Hear Me Now into, like, S+. I don't know if there's any A's that need to be S. I feel like most of the A's, I feel like if I thought something was S, I would have already moved it to S. So, yeah, I feel like being like, you know what, guys? Actually, I think this is amazing. Yeah, like, I feel like I would have known if something was amazing. Pumpkin mod. You know what? Yeah. You know what? You make a good point. I should probably just remove Blue Skies Halloween, huh? Considering now that official Blue Skies is out, I feel like Blue Skies Halloween's kind of funny because it's just one scene from Blue Skies.
Yeah.
I should probably just remove that one at this point, and then... Let's see if I can make this easier. Can I look for where Welcome to the Anime Club is, and I'll just shove that over to the beginning? We'll just wee. There we go. There we go. Also, these are not ordered before anybody asks, as you can clearly see. Minor disagreements, but still good overall. I mean, I expect people to have minor disagreements with this. You know how many fucking mods are on here? I'm saying, there's so many on here that it's like, I expect people to obviously not feel the exact same way about all these. I did not realize how many space was in the C tier section. God damn it, it's gonna bug me. Hold up. But then we won't be able to put behind closed doors. The other behind closed doors. Hold up. We can do it. We can do it. Wait, why is Within's here twice? I forgot Within was in C tier. We were gonna save that. Nobody said anything. Chat, you guys are gonna let me have that right there and be like, look at this goof. Look at this fucker. I did. No. Not enough of you were making much of a stink about it. You all were just gonna let me keep Within there twice. You all were just like, look at this goof. Look at this funny man. Nah, you guys are doing that on purpose. You ignored me. Hey, I didn't ignore you. Get it right. I didn't see what you said because I didn't read you guys' messages.
Wow.
Because I was trying to fix the tier list. There we go. Alright. There we go. Nah, keep it there. Within demo and Within. I don't know, guys. Personally, I think the Within demo was pretty good. Within should have been in C. Within being in C doesn't make any sense because, like I said, I like it more than Redux, and I still put Redux in B, so...
People just be lying at that.
That's why I don't... That's what it's like. I feel like sometimes when people consider these tiers, they don't consider what mods are in those other tiers. Because by saying that Within should be in C, it's like, well, that would mean I would consider Redux to be better. And I don't. Like, I consider Within to be better than Redux. I thought they were making a haha Redux. I thought you were God, same mod. Guys, it's time to move Real Literature Club 2 to B+. I never saw the Purist playthrough. Why is chat so aggressive about it? Chat's just aggressive because Purist was long. At least the Monica route was. Chat's just aggressive because the Monica route of Purist was really long. I apparently talked to other people about that, though, and apparently they said you can skip Act 1 and it'd be fine. So, a part of me kind of feels like the reason why we didn't like the Monica part of that is it didn't really fully make sense. Not fully make sense. Fucking, I didn't mean to say that. I feel like a part of the reason why we didn't like Monica Purist route is because we fucked it up ourselves by playing through the vanilla. Obviously, you can argue the vanilla shouldn't have been there to begin with, which is a fair point.
I didn't want to play through vanilla just to play with Monica. I didn't want to play through it all.
Well, you could skip it. I've heard people say that you could skip it and not miss anything.
But
I was like,
you just said that that's not the case.
Well, no, I remember we thought it wasn't, and some people who I talked to who did enjoy the Monica route, they said they skipped it. Like, they skipped the vanilla. And I was like, oh, well, he probably should have did that. Because I remember the original scenes in the Monica route appear as being nice. I remember liking those. Like, we went through, like, the haunted house and stuff. Those were fine. I liked those. Or the festival, the haunted house festival thing. Those were cute.
I don't know. There was something about it that I just didn't like.
Is Lost Ascension the one mod of the last part that's a really good CG of the girls but ruined by its writing? I don't think it does. I don't know. I know Lost Ascension is the one where they murder the player.
What? Oh.
Yeah, and then, like, they, like, take control and stuff. I don't know. I heard the full release is way weirder. You can see my old footage of me playing the demo. I heard the full release, though, was way worse. I don't even remember why I thought the demo was B tier. I'm gonna be honest. It's been so long since I played it. It's like, I could move it to C, but I feel like that'd be disingenuous because I don't even remember what the demo contained. Maybe at some point I'll go back and look at it and see if the demo actually is worth being in B, but we'll see what happens. I don't feel like I said, I don't feel like moving it down to C just because I'm like, it probably isn't good. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's a little mean. Alright, I think for the most part, this is pretty good. We adjust things slightly, and by adjusting things slightly, I mean we moved, like, one thing from A tier. Actually, no, we moved 3 things from A tier, actually. A tier got slightly unbeefy, but, you know, I feel like a lot of these deserve the A tier, though. You know? A lot of these were A mods. You know, Club Taker. They were A mods. Like A grade.
I know, but like you were like.
Well, there were a lot of these are A mods. Yeah, these were good. They deserve to be an A, especially Ace Attorney. That one was funny. Yeah, they were done with the. They were done with the tier list portion.